Yeehaw! The KGC Show with Cowboy Caden. The KGC Show with Cowboy Caden. Everybody know, ohs. Everybody know, ohs. The KGC Show.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the KGC show. And today, welcome everybody to the KGC show. And today, I am joined by a great guest. But before we get into our guest today, let me talk to you guys a little bit about what's going over there on that Wolf Bite. Wolf Bite is a fishing business out of Spokane, Washington. He makes customized lures and baits, and you guys can go visit him on Instagram at wolf.bite. That's WOLFE.BYTE. And you guys can go visit him and check out his pictures and all of his stuff on Instagram. And also, please make sure to go um, support his website, buy his stuff, and get some pretty good big orders. And whether you guys have a fishing channel on YouTube or whatever, make sure that you guys use this stuff. It's high quality stuff, it's great quality stuff, and you guys will not be disappointed in some of the things you can catch with his lures and baits. And you can only find those lures and baits at wolfbite.com, at wolf.bite on Instagram, or wolfbite.com, wherever you can search it up. And I'm pretty sure he has a few things. I'm pretty sure he has a link in his Instagram bio or whatever. But the reason why I plug him on this episode is because he's my daddy. That's my daddy right there. So getting to support small businesses, just like I love supporting small independent artists that need a platform to get shared on. And I'm so happy to have a bright, beautiful young talent here with us here today. She calls in from Tennessee, but she was originally from Youngstown, Ohio. And giving a big old shout out to my buddy Ron Moore Jr. as he continues to not only battle Parkinson's, but creates amazing pictures, photography, or artwork with his Parkinson's disease. Ron, I love you, buddy. Youngstown, Ohio, you're the man, buddy. Please give it up for the amazing singer-songwriter that is Taylor Borton. Taylor, how you doing, my friend?
I'm doing good. Thanks for having me.
Well, thank you so much for coming on here. And how you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. I got a lot of exciting new things coming up, so excited to share those.
Well, yeah, we'll get into those later on here in the show. But talk to us a little bit about growing up in Ohio and the music scene out in Ohio for you.
Oh man, so I probably started playing shows and like bars and all that fun stuff when I was like 15. So little 15-year-old me is just hanging out in all these little bars in Youngstown that I would drag my parents to probably too often. Um, and I did a lot of like 2-3 hour cover shows, like just me acoustic with the guitar. Um, I never really had much of original music until I moved to Nashville. So I would just kind of go off of those covers and do my best at that. But that's pretty much how I got going and used to performing and started out. And then I still do that, but I kind of throw in some of my original stuff now that I'm in Nashville. So that's kind of how I got that started.
So talk to us a little bit about some of your songs. I know that you have a song called Grand Ole Opry or My Opry or something like that. And I want you to talk about your your way of songwriting, the process for you, because I know it's different for everyone.
Yeah, Nashville is a town full of co-writing, and I honestly don't do that often. Some people call me crazy for that, but I'm like, well, if you can get a good song by yourself, what's the difference? So I really can't plan the inspiration. Like I can't just put it on the calendar, pick a day and time and write with somebody. I find that kind of hard. Um, Most of my inspiration just comes at random times or at 1 a.m. and I'll come up with either like a creative title to kind of get into my head the story of the song because I need the good hook to know what I'm writing to. And once I craft the story in my head, I'll kind of just feel like the tempo, the melody that I want on guitar and put them together and hope that it sounds like a good song.
Yeah. Talk to us a little bit about some of your influences, for some of your songs.
Well, I've always listened to like Loretta Lynn, Patsy Cline, traditional country music. I stumbled upon John Prine and loved the fact that, well, his style, but not only that, like his words. Obviously, that's what he's known for, is his writing and the way he can tell stories differently and just approach things from a different angle. I feel like that's the best way to say that. And I, like any real true country song, should have a good story. And I love a good story, whether it's just a love story, whatever I'm really feeling that day. And that's just kind of where it comes from, the traditional roots. And I kind of want to stick to that while I'm coming up and growing and becoming country Americana songwriter.
Well, something I love about you is that you never sing a bad song, and I think that all of your songs that you've written, I think that kind of John Conley meets Loretta. That's exactly what when I listen to you, I think of those two artists, is John Conley and Loretta. And did I hear this right? Please correct me if I'm wrong, but you actually played at Loretta Lynn's ranch.
Yes, that was so cool, so fun.
Uh,
So I was a part of the it's called Motorcycles Revival. It's like a big, what would you call that, a festival, I guess, that they do in the summer. And one of my good friends kind of put together the songwriters for the event, and he was nice enough to ask me to come out, and I've done that a few times, and it was pretty cool to be on a ranch, like, and the first time ever being there, being able to play, which is really cool.
so talk to us a little bit about, does that add a little bit of pressure to you because like Loretta Lynn could be here and she could walk out at any time?
No,
It
I
just
it just makes it more fun. Like, I wouldn't say it would make me more like nervous or anything. It just, the fact that that's where my roots in this came from, and I get to play at a place where it inspired me and began. It's really cool.
so yeah, man, and it's cool to see. Like I said, I follow your career and I love watching you. And one of the things that I love most about you is your song Grand Ole Opry. Talk to us about that song.
My Opry. Yes. So I I'm the type that's like, I'm a self-motivator, but that has its pros and cons, being very independent. You're either going to wake up one day and be super on top of it, driven, ready to go, or you're going to wake up and be like, I don't know what I'm doing. I don't want to do this anymore. So you get a lot of that. And sometimes I just have to sit and kind of reflect on how far I've came. And I guess that's what I did for that song, like my Opry. I haven't necessarily met any major goals yet, but I took a step back and had to realize you have met goals and you have made progress and you're already doing what you want to do. So that was kind of the inspiration for my Opry, to share in the fact, especially with all my musician friends, like, we're already doing it. We don't have to meet our major goals to feel accomplished.
Yeah, that goes to that. What you just said should be taken not as just a song, but a lesson. You know, and I really felt like you were talking not only to me right there, but to a lot of people that could be watching this video, that you don't, the way you get to your big achievements in life are those little goals that you make along the way and you meet along the way. And so I love that song for that reason. And I never knew that was the inspiration behind that. So it was a really beautiful thing. But you told us earlier in the show how you have some exciting things, and I would love to hear what you have going on.
Yeah, so I've been recording 4 songs over like the past year and a half. Um, I've been putting them out as singles, but I'm calling it an EP just because for me personally, I wanted the singles and the streams and algorithm stuff as a whole thing. But I've been putting them out. My last one, Lyrics in My Head, is coming out August 4th. So that's coming up next week. And upon that coming out, August 12th, I'm having an EP release show with my first full band showcase. And I'll be selling my first CDs there as well. So I'm really excited for this last song to come out since it's the title track, and to now be able to share them full band and just physical CDs. Very excited.
Well, Taylor, I can't wait to hear how that. You have to come back on our show and tell us how that show went.
Yes, I will for sure.
And Taylor, I want to talk to you a little bit about some what you have plans for coming up. What you have coming up planned.
Um, well, that's like my major focus right now is that show and preparing for it. Once I kind of get this first full band showcase under my belt, I want to continue to focus on more full band stuff. Um, and I'm just going to continue to push these CDs at some write arounds that I do and these full band showcases and focus on getting these songs heard.
Well, Taylor, why don't we see what we can do to get you out here to Spokane, Washington, and get you to come play kind of like a church show out here, and you sell some of your CDs out in Spokane, and we'll do that. Do you have any influences like other than Loretta and all those guys? Do you have a song that you listen to right now that you say, "Oh man, I can understand why that's a number one," or anything like that?
Um, I wouldn't say it's necessarily like that. It's more of I feel like my inspiration right now are my friends and going out to local things here in Nashville. And my favorite place is a bar called The Local. There's just a lot of hit writers that play there, and being in the same room with them and sometimes even sharing the same stage and watching how the crowd reacts to those people and to those writers behind the scenes is really cool. And it's like while I'm sitting back watching, I'm like, that's what I want. That's what I want to happen. So I feel like more of my inspiration are the people and my friends and other musicians right now.
Yeah. And you live in Tennessee, and so have you seen any, like, you go into a Kroger or like a whatever they have, whatever store they have, and you see a celebrity? If so, who is the coolest?
Um, the store specifically, that one hasn't happened, but I've I've seen Keith Urban. I seen while I was in school because I went to school at a recording studio. So that was really cool. Wasn't allowed to say anything to him, but I'll take the fact that I seen him up close. I've seen Lainey Wilson actually at The Local before she kind of got her foot really in the door. So I met her there. Um,
Is
I I've met like a lot of behind the scenes people and writers and producers. Um, but yeah, I haven't ran into that many people yet, but
was
I definitely love that I met Lainey Wilson at my favorite place. It's really cool.
Is Lainey as sweet as she appears to be on TV?
She was very nice. I mean, I only talked to her enough to just say like hi, introduce myself, and chatted with her for a moment. But yeah, she was really nice, and for just letting people come up to her and speak to her, I feel like that already says a lot. So yeah.
I love Lainey Wilson, and what an incredible new single she has out on country radio right now.
Oh yeah, she's killing it.
Yeah, she's
Trey
she,
Lewis, I met him.
who?
Trey Lewis.
I've had him on my. I swear, on my show.
He's doing good too. So yeah.
Huh. Now I'm gonna have to go back and re-listen to my shows. But I think I've had Trey Lewis on my show. No, it's Trey Bryant. Never mind. Just kidding. Anyway, you want?
Hello.
You got time for a few rapid fire questions?
Sure.
Well, what's your favorite color?
Teal.
Ooh, that's a nice one. Favorite song to sing live?
All the Best, John Prine.
Favorite original song to sing live?
Probably My Opry.
Yeah. Favorite movie?
Not a big movie person, but I'd say Safe Haven because it makes me cry every time, or anything Adam Sandler.
I remember growing up and watching Grown Ups.
Uh-huh.
That
I'm big for the like laid back comedy.
Yeah. Oh, me too. I love that I like the laid back comedy and the dark humor comedy. So I watch a lot of South Park. And that brings the next question: what's your favorite TV show?
TV show. I don't know if I have a good answer for that. I'm big on all of like the crime CSI stuff. So I'd say involving that. But right now, I don't really have a top TV show.
I was surprised you weren't going to say Yellowstone.
I've seen Yellowstone.
I love Yellowstone. That show's such. And I got two final questions for you. Three. One, when you are gone out of the music industry, dead and gone here in about 68 years from now, what do you want to be remembered by?
For not giving a damn. For doing exactly what I want and owning up to it and not letting anybody tell me I can't, because I'm gonna do what I want in the end.
That's right. And wow, that's great advice. Anyone who gives a damn, don't.
Exactly.
It don't.
That was my single that I put out. Give a damn.
Yeah, go listen to it. It's a good song. Second to last question. Where can people keep up with you?
On all the socials, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, Taylor Borton Music, and my website, taylorbortonmusic.com, which you should subscribe to and keep up to date with all of my releases and shows.
Yes. And you have an email list on there, right?
I do, yes.
Yes, I think I subscribe to that. And last, final question. If you could give any piece of advice besides the don't give a damn, if you could give a piece of advice to any young inspirational artist out there that is trying to make it in your genre of music, which is what we call country Americana, what would be that advice for them?
Just do it. Like, push through, and like I said, you're gonna have those days where you wake up and don't even want to do it. I've had moments where I'm like, I should just move back home and forget everything that I've done. but you realize you kind of can't live without doing it. And if you know inside that it's something you really can't live without, then why would you not do it? So just keep doing it and keep pushing through. And no matter who says don't or tells you no, just smile, walk away, and do it even better.
Amen. Amen. And you guys, and I'd highly encourage you to keep Taylor in your music rotations. And the one thing I love about Taylor is that, well, I love a lot of things about Taylor. She's down to earth. She's, I love that about her. But the one thing I can tell you is that she's real and she's authentic in her music, and you can hear it in her music. And I think Taylor is one of the, I can honestly see. I was just listening to some of your music before I called you here to this show, and I can see you playing CMA Fest in 5 years. I can see your career starting to take off from here. And so, come back on and give us some information and insight on how those shows went.
Yeah, I will for sure. I'd love to come back.
Well, Taylor, thank you so much for being a part of the KGC show with Cowboy Caden. and we'll keep in contact and we'll keep in touch and keep me up to date on everything Taylor Borton.
Sounds good. I will.
And how about we do this? A lucky fan of the KG, I almost said the Spokane Man. Haven't said that name in a while. One of you lucky fans of the KGC show will be a lucky recipient of a Taylor Borton record. Why don't we do that? Why don't we sign one out? Let's do it. Let's do it. So one of you guys, not maybe before, but before it's a release or whatever, one of you guys can get Taylor Borton's new record from us. All you have to do is like and comment and subscribe to see who you would like to see on our podcast. And you know what? Maybe Taylor might even win her own record if she participates in this. Everyone's a winner here at the show. And Taylor, we want to thank you so much for joining us and again for being here. And we wish you nothing but the best of luck and can't wait to talk to you here again real soon on the KGC show.
Yes, thanks so much.
And for everybody that's watching, thank you guys so much for turning back into another rendition of the KGC show. I'm so thankful that you guys keep coming back. I want to say thank you to Danny Stefanetti for the incredible theme song. We love you, Danny. And I want to say thank you to Taylor for being a guest on the show. But most importantly, I want to thank God for this great platform I have. Because if it wasn't for God and if it wasn't for him opening my heart to accepting new people in, I don't think we would have gotten very far in the podcast world. But you know what? Thank you to everybody who makes this show happen. Everybody from Jeff Panzer to Epic Roxy to Sherry Cranford to Taylor Borton to all the guests, all the people that I have helping me run this show here. It really does mean a lot. So thank you guys. I just want to let you guys know that I love you guys. You guys are important to me. And we love you guys. Love one another. We'll see you on the next one. We'll see you on the next show, the KGC show with Cowboy Caden. Danny Stefanetti, take us out.
Yeehaw! The KGC show with Cowboy Caden. The KGC show with Cowboy Caden. Everybody know,